There we go.
Cool.
Hey, welcome to the Implied Project. I am Tony Martinez with my co-host Jamie Gaynor in the middle there.
Hello.
And of course, our featured guest tonight, Anouk Samuel.
Hey guys.
Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So you're in California, right?
I am. Yes.
Okay. I know what's obviously the topic of tonight, besides you, of course, is whether we have to move to Canada or not. So
exactly. I know some people that actually left LA to be away from the madness for election night.
I'll bet. I realized that when we scheduled it, I was like, holy crap, it's election night.
Yeah, I didn't even realize until I double checked my calendar and I was like, oh wow, we're literally doing it on election night.
Same. Yeah. Honestly, this is a good distraction. This is smart.
I think so. Yeah.
Crucial.
Definitely. So anyway, okay, you've got a little interesting story. Okay. So like you grew, I think it was you were born in Miami, and then somehow you are now in California.
So basically, I actually moved out here when I was 7. My half brother used to own the men's magazine Unleashed magazine. So my mom moved us out here so she could work at my brother's magazine. So that's actually how I ended up in LA.
Oh,
gotcha.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
So the whole family's in LA now?
No. So it's just going to be my half brother, my 3 nephews. I've had nephews since I was 12. Mm-hmm. And then my mom and my stepdad.
Okay, gotcha. That's what I was going to ask. Were you later because of a second marriage?
Yes, exactly. So my mom and my dad have like a 25-year age gap. So my brother is like mid-30s.
Okay.
So people always confuse us as like a couple when we go out together because we have such a large age gap. I'm just like, no, that's my brother.
That's crazy. All right. People used to think my ex-husband and I were brother and sister. So
when you got the sibling comment with someone you're actually dating, you're like,
yeah. And it's funny though, because when I look at his family, he's one of 6 kids. I genuinely could have been one of their siblings.
Oh
Very
my God,
strange.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And then we created a child, and we're not together now, but when she's with him or I'm with her, everyone's like, oh my gosh, whichever one she's with, like looks just like you. And we're like, well, we kind of all look exactly the same.
Right. You're like, we all kind of look related in a non-weird way.
Anyway.
All right. So you're how old now? 20?
I'm 23 now.
23 now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, and Jamie's our resident zodiac expert. So when's your birthday?
February 8th.
Aquarius. Do you know anything about your zodiac stuff beyond your sun sign?
Yeah, I think my the like rising moon or something is in like Venus or Pisces, something like that.
Yeah, your rising is, so your sun sign is your general gist, your ego, if you will, and your whole vibe. Your rising sign is how you project yourself to the world, and then your moon is your emotions and your communication. And then we got all the other planets, but those are your big 3.
I remember I looked it up one night just out of curiosity and like with all the specifics, like the time you're born, all of that kind of stuff. And it was so spot on. It was scary. I felt like I was being called out.
I've never done a reading for someone like I've never done someone's chart and they read through it and they're like, that doesn't make any sense. That's not true. Like every person's like, oh, wow, I feel really seen.
Yep. You know, there's an app. It's called like The Path or something. You put in the pattern. Yes.
Oh,
you put in all the
regular. Check it every morning.
Oh my God, the pattern is terrifying.
It is so exploitative. Look, when I open it up, it's like, hey, so it says the same thing like at least 3 times per week. It's like, hey, so you're probably going to continue to date toxic people until you really love yourself. And I'm like, I'm trying so hard.
Right? Well, I thought I did, but I guess, I mean.
I know. I was like, I've been working on it.
It's 2020 and everything's hard.
I know. Anyway, that's one of my favorite apps.
It's amazing. Someone showed it to me on one of the films I was filming last year, and I would sit and read it in the makeup chair, and I was like, I feel so personally attacked right now by this app. It's insane.
So seen.
Now I got to check out
the chat. Right?
Who, me? I'm a Virgo, yeah.
You have to check out the pattern. It's so spot on. At least everyone that I know that's tried it, they're like, Oh yeah.
And it doesn't talk about zodiac stuff or the planets. It just talks about like psychology, you as a person, and gives you kind of a daily direction, if you will. Yeah. It's great though.
It's amazing.
I will have to check it out then.
Yes.
Definitely. I'm more into like those what is it, the 5 love languages. And then what's the other one? The something about personality traits. They're like an ENFJ.
Oh, yeah, the Myers-Briggs.
There you go. Those, man, when I took that one, I was like, damn. Like, nailed me.
Some of this stuff is like really science, like down to science, and it's just like...
I have a little insider information on that I feel I love to like drop bombs on people whenever, because some people are like, oh, zodiac stuff is just theoretical. And I'm like, all right, hear me out though. Because they're like, what about the Briggs-Myers test? And I'm like, well, what you didn't know was that the psychologist that was behind that actually basically started that entire archetype on zodiac stuff. So I'm like,
it all goes back to psychology, guys.
So, but he couldn't say that because no one took it seriously. So he basically built those archetypes around the zodiac.
Wow, really interesting.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm really great at trivia.
We're gonna.
I was gonna say
all useless information.
We're gonna have to do a show about that. Like people that haven't taken the test, we're gonna have to take the test.
Yes. That would be genius, because so many people would be like, whoa, like you're reading my mind right now.
Yeah. Or just like one whole show of people giving me their birth time and location, and I just read their chart off real quick. And oh my
God, that would be fun.
Amazing.
We'll have to do that.
My vibe.
This change the whole show. It's not about the Implied project anymore. It's Jamie's Zodiac show.
She's taken over.
That's right. I'm seriously writing it down.
Well, it's a great idea, because the thing is, like, especially now how crazy everything's been, like people are starting to be a little bit more open-minded about that stuff. And they're like, okay, any insight into why I'm feeling so damn crazy right now would be awesome.
It's very trendy right now too. Witchy stuff is very trendy.
It is. And all these full moons we've been having, the full moon on Halloween, that was like the first one in like 75 years.
It was a full blue moon, no less, on Halloween. And we had like 6 retrogrades going on 2 months ago, like all at once.
I know.
2020 is a real mess.
Literally.
Man.
I'm lost.
I know. It's like
we'd have to do a show about that.
Yes, definitely.
Well, speaking of, I know one of the you're actually you obviously done a lot of modeling.
Yes, I've been modeling since I was 1.
Yeah, and speaking to you now, like in person, you definitely look way younger.
Yeah, no, I have no makeup on right now. So when I don't have makeup on, I can pass as like 15, 16, like.
Hey, that's a good range.
It comes in handy for acting though, because if they do like crazy makeup on me, I could play up to like 28, give or take, like wardrobe and styling and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't have a baby face. I've had the same face since I was a kid, literally.
It's weird. What would you say when you hit your 30s, it changes? It's strange.
We'll see. Me and my mom still look super similar, and she's
interesting
in her 50s now.
Fascinating. I have a completely different face.
We're sisters when we go out together, and I'm like, no, that's my mom.
That's crazy. One thing that bugs the heck out of me is Jamie knows I'm a foster parent. I'm about to adopt 2 little ones, and thank you. And my baby girl, who I've had since I literally picked her up out of the NICU.
Yeah.
But over the course of this past year with her, I'll be when we were able to be out in public, people would be like, "Oh, is that your grandbaby?" And I'm like,
"No,
I'm not that old." I'm like, it kind of pisses me off a little bit.
Well, that would piss me off too.
Yeah, it's like, no, this is my baby. She came from my loins.
Like, what?
You know?
I feel like when I go out with my friends, because I'm 37, by the way, when I go out with my friends,
you definitely don't look it at all.
Thank you.
Thought you were in your 20s.
Wait a minute. I thought you were 27.
No.
What?
See, that's what I'm saying. It looks great.
Thank you. When I go out with my friends who are like 10 years younger than me, no one ever says this, but in my mind, I'm like, everyone thinks I'm their mom.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I have friends
might just be projecting.
I have friends that are in their 30s, and honestly, like they look no one ever, I didn't even
it's
think
a big glow up, man. If you allow it to happen, it's a big glow up.
Right. If you age gracefully and don't try to fight it with, you know, a ton of plastic surgery at all.
I may make it there someday. You just never know.
Someday is one thing, but I know it's like so popular for people to start super, super young.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's like tattoos. Like once you start, it's addictive. Because I started getting tattoos at 17 and
14 for me.
See, there we go.
14. I only have the one though. I never thought of
Really?
I am not an impulsive person though. I'm very calculated, and I never thought of anything else I wanted on my body permanently.
Yeah, see, once I figure out what I want, I'm like, okay, I need to get it this week. Like it has to happen.
So it's crazy. Are you guys seeing is stuff like blinking on your screen right now while we're doing this?
Not me.
Nope, not on mine.
It's just on mine.
Yeah.
Mercury. So this is the last day of Mercury in retrograde, and I feel like that's why it's doing this.
Oh boy, it's no wonder.
Okay.
I had tapes to do on Sunday night, the day after Halloween, with a midnight deadline. That was brutal.
I can't even.
It
messes up everything technology and communications wise. So I'm like I can see everyone, but like our little squares will like
moving around,
like blinking. It's weird.
That sounds like a monitor problem.
Yes. Or it's retrograde. You never know. It affects everything.
Clearly, it's retrograde.
Clearly.
Who knows? All right. All good. As long as it looks good on
you're not blinking. None of us are blinking on my end, so I think we're okay.
Perfect. Well, I have a question.
Yes.
So you were living in LA, which I feel like kind of just paves the path. How did you know this is what you wanted to do? The acting specifically.
The acting? So I started doing commercials and stuff. Like my first commercial agent was when I moved out here. My mom took me to some like really small agency, and I booked one like national Olive Garden commercial that actually paid for my first 2 years of college. So that was great.
Back in the 90s, that stuff was real lucrative. Before they had these, like, before things got, contracts got different. Yeah, you could, if they ran a commercial for 2 years, you made
it was running for about 2 years, and it was just like every 2 weeks, just like a nice big check. And I did it when I was 15. So it was like, okay, like I can do all the stuff I want to do. I was raised by a single mother. And she always told me like, I'm not paying for your college. So I was like, all right, I got to be able to pay for my own college.
Yeah. That's amazing. Those contracts, they didn't used to, I've noticed when I sign them now, let's say if I did something like commercial modeling stuff, I don't do a ton of acting, some though, but it'll be like, they'll kind of specify that this one check takes care of the entire duration of however long this runs.
And those are the unfortunate ones, because the residuals is where the real money is, not whatever they pay you for the day. Even if it's like a good high paying job, say that's like, I don't know, $3,500 for like an 8-hour day. If that's all you're getting, then they're actually skimping you, because if they're running it for 2 years, you would probably be making $50K and up.
They're making so much off of that one. Yep.
Well, that's why you need a manager to negotiate that for you and just be like, no. We know how this thing works. Like the only reason people do commercial is for residuals.
Pittsburgh's a baby market, but I hear you. You're right. Just the baby market.
They're doing here too, though, with the contracts now. They'll be like, this is the flat payment. It takes care for everything, wardrobe, fitting, all of it. Yeah. And those are the ones I don't bother even auditioning for, because it's like.
And how did you get connected with your current agent?
So my current agent, I don't really do commercial anymore. I realized like when I was younger, my look does not fit for commercial. Like
me neither.
Because then they have to cast you usually with like a family or something. And it's just like, I really don't look like anyone. So it's just hard. So I made the switch to film and television probably my sophomore year of college. I kind of stopped with the entertainment stuff so I could focus on school, did club volleyball in high school, was doing the like working part-time in college. And then my sophomore year, I was actually driving from Santa Barbara to LA for auditions. And that was just, there's no traction there. Like you have to audition hundreds, if not thousands of times before you start booking stuff. And then once you start booking stuff, it's like almost like everything's falling into your lap. Like since I started booking mid last year, it's been pretty constant. You know what I mean? I just filmed something yesterday, which was awesome, right from my house.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I can't complain. I'm really busy with self-tapes, and sometimes it's stressful. Like when you get I don't know, a 3-page script you need to have memorized in less than 24 hours. That happened to me this morning. Wow. So I literally had to like memorize that, be off book, because it's an in-person audition for tomorrow. So I can't it's not like self-taping at home where you're like, oh, I messed up the line, let me just redo the tape.
Yeah.
You're in front of the casting director. You kind of want to make sure you got it on point, you know?
That's a lot.
It is, but I love it. So I can't complain. There's so many people that are not working, especially during the pandemic. So, you know.
I admire that. That dynamic reminds me of whenever I would see ballerinas, they would have, someone would do like a full, I don't even know what that's called, a full routine in front of them, and they would be able to just like mimic the whole thing.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
That's amazing.
Ballerinas were, oh, thank you.
That's amazing.
No. And then I guess back to the question of how I met my agent, she was actually like an agent at my old agency. And then that agent, I'm not going to name it, but that agency kind of was badly run. There was a lot of turnover with people. And when I met my agent Chris there and she got fired, I was like, all right, I'm out. And I just went with her independently until she signed on to Trinity. And then she pulled in her handful of clients that she works on. Like, she works with us very hands-on. Like, I can text her at any time of the day to get clarity on something, and she'll coach with me. She set me up with some incredible like one-on-one coaches. So she's kind of like a second mom. Like, we call her Mama Chris.
That's great. We just had a mama the other day with our other podcast, didn't we?
Really?
Mama Bond.
I forgot her name though. That was Gary's wife.
Yeah, Mama Bond.
Mama Bond.
I remember. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, she's awesome. I'm really, really happy with my team, and my modeling agent is great as well. So
that's great.
Well, speaking of auditions, I pulled up your bad girl monologue.
Wait, what?
It's from a project, but I renamed it so that there wouldn't be any legal issues. That was a great monologue. I have to say.
I haven't seen this, so we're about to see this together.
No. I thought you were like on Bad Girls Club, and I was like,
no.
No.
It was for this project that was like, my character was very risque, and I upload like my better self-tapes and monologues and stuff to my Actors Access so that when my manager submits me, she can pick whichever one better fits the role. And that's another reason why I get so many self-tapes and auditions, because she like will put in like a little like, yeah, she's done this and this, and like kind of break down my personality in a way that like the casting directors usually call me in.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's check this out.
Let's see.
It's awesome.
Oh, I just can't hear it. Okay.
I can't either. Darn it.
She's thinking. Oh, why can't we hear it?
Yeah, I can't hear it. I wonder if the viewers can hear it.
I don't know. I'm into it though.
It's for whatever reason we cannot hear the audio.
Huh. See, the audio is the best part. The audio is so great. Like this script was genius.
Hold on, let's try this again.
I wonder, is it because you're on the interview page?
That's what I'm wondering, but let me see here. Let me start this again because I saw something that said to include video. Here, let me start this again.
Because I was just thinking, I was like, I'm just looking and chewing on my gum for a very long time.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, wait a minute. All right, let's try this. Okay, share audio. There we go. I knew I saw something. I was wondering.
There's always a little button.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
Okay.
Let's try this again.
There we go.
Biggest contract in the history.
No, I'm not.
What are you talking about? It's going to put you on a level like no other performer.
Can y'all hear it?
Yeah, it's low, but
it's low. Yeah.
Hold on.
No. Did you read line 757 of the contract?
You read that?
I read all of my contracts, Richie, especially the long ones. Actually, I just do a word search. And when things like swallow come up, well, what can I say? I figure it out.
This is what you're going to hang the whole contract up on?
I don't do that, Richie.
It's a 10-picture deal. 4 of them are with other women. Who you like?
Not enough.
The third scene will be you and Tom and Jovi. You've been wanting to work with him since you first started in business.
Yeah, and now he's almost 50. Ew.
So, the swallow scene is the first one. You do it, you get it out of the way, and it's smooth sailing after that. If you want, I could find someone to replace Tom.
It's not Tom that's the problem. I've worked with worse. I've married worse. I don't swallow. I didn't even swallow my stepbrother, and I adored him.
Is it your scene partner, Ramon McGraw? Is he?
Are you not hearing me? I don't fucking swallow. It's not what I do. I have never done it. I will never do it. I cannot do it.
You can't? Come on. The woman who did triple anal and
Just gonna get better and better.
Well, that was a porn star role, so
this is my kind of podcast.
He's like,
I hope it's coming out. I know you guys could hear it. I couldn't, probably because I'm in the studio, but I hope the listeners can hear it. All right. Can hear it.
That's great.
Yeah, that was a risque one. And that was my boyfriend reading for me. And every time we had to retake it, he'd be like, seriously? I'm like, it's a movie. Chill.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a script. As long as it's well written, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
How did you feel about you with your modeling too?
I mean, sometimes he gets annoyed with like my sexier photos, but I always tell him like I've always been the same. I was running around naked South Beach with like all of my best friends as a kid till we were about 6. Mm-hmm. So like I've always been the same. I'm not going to change just because I'm with someone. You know what I mean?
Right.
So. You just let him know that you're an Aquarius, and I just wait.
He's aware of that, but I don't think he realizes what Aquarius means. We do not.
I don't think he does.
No.
When's his birthday? What's he?
I don't know. He's July 2nd. So
I knew this was going here. I knew this was going here.
Now it all makes sense.
Hold on, I'll explain. He's a Cancer, as am I. My ex-husband was also an Aquarius, and I'm like, I bet you he's a Cancer.
Yep, you guessed right.
Now, this is a long time. This is 7+ years ago, but yeah, a Cancer would a younger Cancer would be very like concerned about. You can't rein in an air sign like Aquarius. You just can't. No. You accept them as they are.
Exactly.
You let them
know. Most of the time, I'm just like, bro, get over it. Yes. I can't help you.
I knew he was going to be a Cancer.
Okay, I managed to find one of your sexier videos.
Okay,
this is one of your arsenic ones.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here.
If it's the one I'm thinking, I think that's the very first time I went to the arsenic house.
I love that. I love that work, by the way. I was looking through your page earlier. I love the arsenic stuff.
It's amazing. Yep, that's what I was thinking.
I don't see any reason why your boyfriend would have a problem with this.
No, this is a real win for him.
Yeah.
That should be like bragging, not the other way around.
I would be sharing it with all of my friends.
Bro, check this out in the guys group chat.
There you go.
Yeah, this is very brag worthy.
Yes, definitely.
You're 20.
And that was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago too. And I still look the same.
Looks great.
Yeah, you look good.
Michael Sasser, the one that shot it, he's such an incredible like photographer, but also with filming, he just has such an eye. That was all natural light too, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, arsenic stuff is always good.
It's because the house has so many great spots with just incredible natural light that you don't really need to like do studio lighting or any of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Now, as far as now, where do you want? Well, I know you've got one movie that you're, I guess, coming out soon. The Rideshare Killer.
There's two coming out soon. Yeah. So there's Rideshare Killer and Escape from Area 51, both that I filmed last year. And then I have like 4 or 5 more that still need filming dates just because of COVID and all of that. Mm-hmm. One of them would be easier to film because we'd be filming it all in the desert. But unfortunately, the director, the producer, and half the cast are in different countries. So they can't get into the US. So until that happens, everything's kind of on the back burner. But we'll see. You know, at least they're still there.
But I understand the Rideshare Killer is the one that should be coming out soon, right?
Yeah, Rideshare Killer is coming out the soonest, as well as Escape from Area 51. They're doing all of the editing and taking a little bit more time with it because of the pandemic. And then they're also going to do like a really, really big like media push on it because there is, I'm trying to think. Eric Roberts is in it. He's been in a ton. And then also Tuesday Night. So she was in the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh,
and
cool.
Then, she's amazing. And then Escape from Area 51, one of the original Baywatch stars, Donna Derrico, is my co-star in that one.
Oh, neat.
She's amazing. She's such a sweetheart. We had the best time, minus like freezing our asses off because we were in this warehouse from like 8 a.m. to like 1 a.m. And like barely their outfits. And I was like, of course the men pick the outfits. Right. And I was just like, guys, like I had one of the PAs was covering me with a blanket in between the tables.
So how, and I apologize if this is a dumb question. As the way that things are right now, how do movies get released at the moment? Or how are these ones getting released? Basically, what they're doing is just like a lot of like social media stuff. They'll probably release it on like Netflix and Amazon, that kind of thing. Yeah. And because they made sure to have some like at least one big star name in each of the movies, it'll be easier to push. That's why I'm hoping they get released sooner, but it might not because of COVID. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they want to do the press junkets and all of that, and we can't do that right now. So
yeah, that's
then I'll be looking for them.
Yes, I will let you guys know when they're finally releasing. Nice. I'm excited to see them too. I haven't seen any of the footage for most of them. So
I saw some of it from the what was it, Indigo or whatever?
The Jump Club.
The link that I got to see, it was from one of the crowdfunding sites.
Yeah, there's a trailer on there, and that's for the Rideshare Killer.
Right. It wasn't in the. Well, it was like the last 30 seconds of it was like the kind of a trailer, but I saw you in the back seat of a car.
Yes.
Hopefully you weren't playing a hooker there either.
No, I was not. That movie is basically based on like the storyline without giving too much away, obviously. It's like he's a serial killer, but he's using a ride sharing app to basically lure in his victims. So that's what that back of the car shot was. That was basically me getting into maybe not, or maybe the serial killer's Uber. So they tried to make it, kind of make it in a way that it made sense for nowadays. Yeah. Like a modern twist on the thriller slasher movies.
Yeah. I kind of figured from the title. And then Escape from Area 51. Are you human?
No, I'm an alien.
You're an alien. Okay. It's got to be one or the other.
Yes,
I am in no way surprised that they cast an Aquarius for that part. I'm just going to keep referring back to that.
No, literally, me and Donna were both aliens. Like, we're totally from different planets.
Yeah. Yep.
So what's like the most, I guess what's the funniest or weirdest thing that's happened on set that you can share?
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Between those two movies, I'm not going to name the person that said it, but in one of the movies, in the scenes that like I'd already been killed, one of the actors while we were filming it, like it was literally in this garage, me in that dress you saw in that snippet of the trailer. And I just remember laying there because I just had to have my eyes like open and then closed for some of them. And one of the actors was just like, wow, you have a great ass. And I was like, while I'm playing a dead girl, for sure. Thanks. Like,
hey, thanks.
You're so toned.
I know, right?
That's crazy. Speaking of guys saying comments like that, when you're, what are some pieces of advice you'd have for other women that are trying to break into the industry? Because I'm sure you've had to deal with advances that are inappropriate and whatnot.
I mean, it's kind of inevitable in this industry, it seems like. I mean, definitely when it comes to being on set with mainly male photographers, but any new photographer, you kind of want to make sure it's someone that at least one of your friends has shot with. Because I've had a few people ask me about one photographer I've shot with, and my boyfriend was there for that shoot, and I was like, I wouldn't shoot with him alone because I've heard some things about him, and his studio is literally in his living room, and it's just, you know, like it's not the best idea to just go out and shoot with whoever. You kind of want to do your research, check what is it, Ship Model Management, where they have like that list of photographers that have.
Love that page.
It's so crucial because it's like models and new models, old models, it doesn't matter. Everyone kind of reports it so that at least within ourselves we can be safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
if she weren't a secret person, we should have her on the show because I love her.
Well, she's definitely a model, so she's like, I
cannot let her identity out. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you're going to have to go check that page out.
That's definitely the number one thing, because I've heard of a lot of people having scary experiences, like when you're, especially because out here, a lot of people, their studios are in their houses. So unless you're comfortable with that person and you trust that person, it's vulnerable. Very quick. Especially if you're new to LA and like maybe you don't feel comfortable setting boundaries, because a lot of photographers will be like, oh, like let's do nude stuff. And it's like you kind of want to ask a girl if they're comfortable with that before telling them, oh, take off your clothes. You know what I mean? Right. Some girls don't do nude. I've only personally done one nude shoot, and that was with a female photographer. So it's always annoying when photographers are like, okay, yeah, so now take it all off. Like, no, bro, ask me.
Yeah, we didn't discuss this.
We did not discuss this. It is not in the contract. Like, I don't really want you having these photos sitting on your hard drive. You know?
Whoa! Someone's riding a street bike out there.
Yeah.
And I'm envious.
Yeah, no, definitely that. Do your research on the photographers, because you don't want to get yourself into a sticky situation. And people take advantage, you know what I mean? Like, we call them basically men with cameras. Like, they're not photographers. They're just like kind of pervy and just want to see girls as naked as possible. So they say they're photographers, but they're just kind of like hoarding all the images for themselves, which is kind of creepy. I think that's what happened with American Apparel and why they went under the owner. I mean, this was years ago, but I remember there was so much controversy with it. And then they eventually kicked the original American Apparel creator out because he was keeping images specifically of underage girls, like the kids they would shoot. And the American Apparel photos used to be very kind of borderline softcore porn. And they were risky. The same. And then it was a whole like FBI sting, and they found all of these photos on his hard drive.
I did not know that.
My mom never let me shoot with American Apparel. I remember they approached me multiple times when I was underage, and my mom was like, nope.
They pushed boundaries at the time.
They did. I mean, the boundaries wouldn't matter if the owner isn't a creep, but like he was probably having taking personal photos, like be like, okay, now I'll strip down more and then just keep the photos for himself.
Yeah.
He is just.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's crazy.
That's what happens when you've lived in LA for so long. You hear all these crazy things and you're just kind of jaded and like cynical.
Have you seen the page that's, I don't know, I might misquote it, but it's literally called like Heard in LA or Overheard.
Overheard LA. Yeah.
Man, that's a great page. You should follow that one too.
It's amazing. I've been following it for years. It's so spot on.
So good.
That's something my friend could have said the other day. I hope that wasn't submitted about us.
It's so good.
And then influencers in the wild is also really, really funny.
Ooh, okay.
It's literally just like people videoing, like people taking TikToks at a store.
Oh, I've seen these.
Just so cringy. You're like, oh God.
That would be funny.
It could honestly, they could get my kid at any point in time when we're in public doing her TikTok dances by herself, because that's what, no one's even videoing her. Okay, she's just like over here
video her
doing this stuff.
And she's like,
whatever this stuff is that she does.
Whatever the dances are,
Yes.
I did not let myself get into TikTok. Honestly.
No, me neither. Well, good for you.
Well, because if not, I feel like I would spend so much time on there, and my schedule is already crazy enough as it is that I can't be endlessly scrolling on TikTok and trying to learn the freaking TikTok dance.
No, it's a venture I could not subscribe to. And she's 8. She's not allowed to be on there either. She doesn't have it, but she watches the TikTok videos.
Right, so she learns dances.
She watches them on YouTube and learns them. Side note. She asked me.
Yeah, literally.
Yes. Yes. She asked me the other day. She did not have this right, by the way. I want to add that in. She asked me, she goes, Mom, is this what throwing it back is? And I was like, it wasn't.
Oh my God.
For the record, maybe it's some new version of throwing it back. It wasn't anything vulgar, but I was like, baby, please don't ever say that again.
Yeah,
don't ask anyone else. I was like, no, sweetheart.
Yeah, I've seen some where like
that is.
their little toddler girl or whatever is doing the WAP dance, and I'm like, where'd she learn that from? You know? Yeah, I don't know.
TikTok videos, who knows? Like,
that's crazy.
And these little ones, I mean, those dances are they're a lot of hips going on. Yeah.
I don't know. Definitely a lot of hips.
Yeah. Man. And women are already hypersexualized, so let's like not try to continue that trend.
Yep.
Speaking of over-sexualized, and just kidding. This is actually one of my favorite pictures of you. I'm going to bring up here. All right. This is on your Instagram, by the way.
I want to see if it's one of the ones that I thought was one of my favorites too. Let's see.
That was also my
Is that the black outfit that's real strappy?
It's a version of it. That's just like a black thong, basically, and like this For Love and Lemon strappy bralette. But the one you're talking about is a more recent shoot from last year.
Okay.
Let's look it up here. Are you talking about this one?
Nope, that's the same shoot.
Oh, same shoot.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see.
This one?
Nope. I don't know. She's saying it was one of her favorites. I have a few black strappy numbers now that I think about it.
This is another one of my favorites of you.
I love that.
I love that one too. Yeah, that was shot in Malibu, I believe.
Love that.
That was really good.
Wait, there it is. There's a strappy outfit.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
I dig. I like symmetrical stuff. I like lines. I love that.
I just like the way it looks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just there's something about it.
I don't know. It's so much more appealing, and it isn't because they're both equally amazing. But like that versus a naked body, that like draws me in so much more.
Agreed.
You know?
Yeah, totally.
And then all the arsenic stuff. I just loved all of that.
The arsenic stuff is always great.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we can find here.
There's definitely plenty.
Oh, yeah.
And now, have you ever heard, and I'm probably going to say something that you've heard 1,000 times, and I think I'm coming up with it for the first time.
Let's see.
I've always got to find what or who someone looks like. And I don't think that you look like a ton of people at all, but I'm just catching Fiona Apple vibes.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never gotten that. I've gotten Angelina Jolie a full times when I have my extensions in and makeup, but I've never gotten Fiona Apple, no.
I love Fiona Apple too. I'm catching it.
She's amazing.
I concur on that one. You definitely have the Fiona vibe.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to look up a photo and.
Well, let's compare you here.
And then listen to Criminal at the same time when you're watching.
Oh, yeah.
She's just amazing. She was a unique beauty. She had kind of.
There we go.
She had medium toned skin and super light eyes, but her eyelids were always darker, so it made the light color of her eyes.
Yeah, it makes them pop.
Amazing.
Exactly.
I'm trying to find one from her younger days.
You're gonna have to scroll down for a while.
Here we go.
All right, where's Miss Fiona?
I'm not seeing it.
Hold on, I gotta.
Yeah, not yet.
Switch screens here.
Look how my old ass has to get real close to the screen to see it.
Oh no, I'm the same.
This one right there.
I kind of see it actually.
I see a similarity.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, she was
it's not a bad person to look like. So
no,
not at all.
Appreciate the compliment.
Kindness.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are your goals now? Obviously, you want to get more into acting and whatnot. Are you still going to continue modeling or what?
Yeah. I'm still modeling. But acting is just my main focus, and I have had a messed up foot for about the last 2 months. My now ex-roommate physically attacked me. So she went a little psycho. And she stomped on my foot with a high heel, and the doctors still don't know what's wrong with it. I'm waiting to go see a specialist. So
man, 2020 out here making people crazy.
No, literally, he totally flipped a switch. It was crazy. And so I just really haven't been able to shoot because I can't stand for that long. It just like really messes up my foot, and it's already feeling weird. So I'm trying to not make it worse.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Funny.
I found I can't believe that I couldn't remember this, but you by far have the most popular picture that we've ever featured on the.
Oh, really?
You remember which one?
I don't know which one you're talking about. Because there's a few, but I don't know which one was the most popular.
Yeah, this one literally got, last time that I checked, and I'm going to have to look it up again. Yeah. It had something like close to 3 million views.
Jeez.
It was ridiculous. I'm like, what the hell? Like, it must have been shared by something or somebody.
Probably.
But this is the picture here.
Is there booty?
It had booty.
Okay.
Booty. Those always do the best.
It's gonna get traction.
It was definitely booty. This one right here.
Oh, you know why? Arsenic shared that one as well. I think
I did see that.
They're like memos or something. I remember Billy texting me. He's like, "Oh my God, this is my favorite photo of you ever."
It was crazy, and for some reason, you must be like the most popular girl in India now from that picture, because like.
I was actually going to say, if I look at my analytics on Instagram, the majority of my audience is international, actually.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
The US is like the smallest percentage, and then the rest is like Europe, the Middle East, India. It's really crazy. I don't know why, but
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's
I want to dive in on that in my free time. I'm kind of.
I don't know how it happened though. That's the weird part. Like
I don't either. I featured it just like any other one, and then next thing I know, I'm like, holy crap! I mean, it was just unreal. I'm gonna have to look it up again because I tried to do a search. There must have been a glitch at the time on Instagram because it was not coming up at all. But it by far was like it was in the millions as far as.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'll have to look it up and I'll see if I can find out where it's at now.
Cool.
Well, booty shots
are
universal, and they come in every language understands booty shots. So
this is true. You don't need to speak the language to understand what's going on in the photo. So.
Booty pics are just as good as a smile. Translates in every single area of the world.
Literally, though.
That's so corny.
Yeah. And, that reminds me, you know how like peach is like the slang for that?
Yeah. That gets shadow banned on Instagram now.
Is it now? Okay, because
what is?
If you put a peach emoji, you like on like a booty shot, you get shadow banned.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this can explain some things.
But it wasn't for the longest time. I had an issue with that because there was like, I can't remember the hashtag. It was something innocuous like platypus or something like that. Shadow banned. And yet peach is not shadow banned, which I would not be surprised by because of the
It is now.
Yeah.
Honestly, Instagram's cracking down a little bit too much.
It's been like that for the last year and a half.
No, it's getting worse. I'll upload just like a swipe up for like my OnlyFans or my exclusive site, and they'll take it down because they say it's against their nudity guidelines, and it's because I'm covering something up.
Thank you.
And it's like I'm covering it, and it's actually not nude; it's marketing. And like they take it down, and then
they hate OnlyFans links.
They totally banned the implied one for maybe 2 weeks. I had to literally redesign
fans on Instagram.
I had to totally redesign the implied website, so there was nothing on there.
It's ridiculous.
Sneaky. They've been hit. Well, they've been hitting me hard too, and it's the most ridiculous things. And it says that it's nudity or sexual activity.
You're
like, I'm just in a thong.
Yeah, like that's not nude.
No,
you guys said nude is a different thing. So
yeah. The peach is that's good. Good looking out. Thanks. Because
I mean, and eventually Instagram is going to be done, and something else is going to replace it. The way they're going, everyone I've talked to that like was super into like even me posting every day and all of that stuff. No one really cares anymore. Like for us, it's more stories promoting our other stuff that's paid, and then like maybe paid post on our feed. That's about it.
Right.
We need a thing that's for artists, that's better for artists.
Yeah.
Well, we have the Implied app that we're testing out.
Oh.
So didn't I invite you to that?
Maybe.
I wasn't invited to that either.
Maybe you did. Maybe I missed it.
I will have to. I will send you an invite right now.
Okay.
For those.
Maybe I won't see that one either.
If you're listening, then we actually are testing out an app.
So cool.
Whoops. Here we go. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm pulling it up.
Okay. Well, so I'm going to talk about the old school. So there was a time way back when. Were you ever on Model Mayhem?
I heard about Model Mayhem, and some of my friends were on it, but I never got on it.
That was like this. That was the second generation. I never thought of this because when I was a latecomer to social media like Facebook and Instagram,
right?
Because I'm stubborn. And I was older too. I had decided that I was done with modeling when I got pregnant at like 28, I think, 27, 28. And then turns out I wasn't done. But I was like, no, I don't. What do I need social media for? My friends have my phone number. And once I decided that I was back into it, my agency was like, you need to start an actual Instagram page. So, host your portfolio. But
no, it makes a difference.
It does. Way back when. There was the very first site was called One Model Place, and that was where you hosted your images. It was a social media network, right? But we didn't even call it that, right? That wasn't even a term that we used. We didn't use social media. It was just for all of the insiders, the models, photographers.
It was probably more like a networking thing. If anything,
it really was, and it was like a portfolio hosting thing, but it was only for people in that industry. I had no idea how like ahead of the game we were.
Seriously?
And I used to sound like I don't do social media. When I look back, I'm like, yes, you did. Yes, you did.
There was OMP and Model Mayhem, and
the only reason I still like keep up with my Instagram and stuff is because I've literally beat out other people for roles and like the final stages because I had a bigger following than that person. So it
matters. It's currency today.
It's huge because then it's like you have your own fan base and they'll watch the movie and they'll fund the movie if it's a Kickstarter. So it makes a world of like, they always ask you, oh, what's your handle? Like we want to check the page.
For paid partnerships, it's that way too. Yeah, they want to know that you have at least at 10,000 or whatever.
Right. There's always a minimum for different things depending the pay rate. It's like 10K, 20K, 100K. Like it really just depends.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
Did you
find your thing with the implied thing? Or was that what we were looking
for? No. Well, I forgot that we had to take it down to fix something on there. We're basically in testing phase. I only invited like maybe half a dozen people to it. And this is before I really met you, actually. So
you're like, so I'm less offended?
So I didn't. No. I mean, it would not be a surprise to me if you sent it to me and I was like, oh, I'll get back to that later. And then I completely forgot.
No, I don't think I did. I think this is just we had done it. And then but basically it's a hybrid of Facebook and Instagram because we wanted to make sure it was something that people would be familiar with and easy to pick up.
Right.
And so you still had the likes and comments and all that, but unlike Facebook, we could use hashtags on there as a big thing too. And and then we split it up into section where right now, like for example, you could have like the main community feed. The feed is kind of like the Facebook look where you can have your main feed, but you can also have like one of the groups that we created was casting calls. So kind of like Model Mayhem. You remember how you can go and because I know just from hosting Implied, I get so many messages all the time from either photographers or models saying, hey, I'm from here. I'm trying to hook up with people in my area, and like, hey, we need something like that. So that's
great. They have Facebook groups like that, but they're super limited, and sometimes there you're just like, eh.
Yeah, and you have to join. Sometimes you don't get approved or whatever.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have that on there now too. So yeah, I will invite you guys once we get it back up, and hopefully we'll. And the main thing is that we don't have any stupid algorithm. It's just straight chronological again.
The algorithm is the worst thing they ever did, honestly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, although we do have an option there where if you want to just click on the most popular recent posts, you can click on that. So you have the option to choose one.
Algorithm, it just messed up everyone, honestly, because like between the shadow banning and the algorithm, like even people that have millions of followers, their like their views and their likes and the people that see the post are way down.
Yeah.
I don't like what the algorithm chooses for me. I'm far more spontaneous than it realizes.
Yeah, and I don't even see the people I want to see post. Like you see the people who have a similar amount of like followers as you do.
Yeah.
And it's annoying because it's like not all of my friends have hundreds and thousands of followers. That doesn't mean I don't want to see their posts.
Right.
Or sometimes in my case, all of a sudden I'll start seeing the same person that I've never clicked on.
It just happened to me today.
It's
five in a row.
Day.
It'll just follow you. It'll follow people for you.
I'm like, what in the world?
Strange.
It's all weird.
Anyway, so hopefully we'll take over once we get the app out.
That would be awesome.
I'd love that.
So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I guess we'll wrap it up. But thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
It's great talking to you guys and meeting you as much as
absolutely same.
When's the movie going to come out?
We don't know, but I will definitely let you guys know. I'll be promoting it on my story and stuff once.
Oh, definitely. Hey, maybe we'll hook up a show and you can go live from the red carpet with us.
Ooh!
If we can have red carpets by then, fingers crossed.
This is true.
Yeah,
the world is so crazy right now. Like a virtual red carpet, that would
do one in your living room.
I want a real red carpet though. Like I want the real thing. So.
You know what? What about if we got some of the members of the cast to do another show with us and we could talk about the making of the film?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. We'll hook us up.
Yeah, I'll email. You want to do the cast members from the ones I've already shot, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Either one, yeah.
I'll reach out to the directors and then I'll schedule it with the cast because I'm sure they would love to. Everyone's just sitting at home anyways. You might as well change.
Yeah.
You know? And that'll be some press for the movie as well. So I'm sure the directors and producers would love me for that.
That would be cool.
He's like, you're awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool. Well, thank you so much. What would you like your fans to know that you've got coming up?
Oh, there's so many things slated for release, but I can't even talk about them till I get the official release date. So, but I know I have something official. So February of next year, mid-February, the murder mystery podcast I shot yesterday is going to be being released. So,
ooh, I like
the movie?
It's a podcast actually. It's all voice, but yeah, I'm excited about it. I shot it yesterday. It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
That'll be cool.
So I will definitely let you guys know.
Yes, and so we'll have her linked, right whenever, like wherever.
Yeah, her. If you guys are watching,
so her handle.
Yeah, her Instagram is captioned on our show here, and go and follow her because obviously the pictures that we showed in the broadcast here are from her Instagram. So go check that out. Yeah,
yes.
and your videos were on your IMDb profile.
Yes.
You can
I have some videos on IMDb and I have some on Instagram, some on my site, some on my OnlyFans. I kind of spread it out.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We'll have to have you back on here again.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lot of fun. Thank you guys.
Thanks for being with us.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. And of course, you can watch this broadcast on YouTube and it'll also be available on audio on pretty much every podcast platform out there. Thank you to Anouk Samuel for joining us.
Thank you guys. And thanks everyone for watching.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll catch y'all soon.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.